everyone, it's Di here from Diane, and welcome to another week's project. This week is a punch art project. I did this one with a ring spanner. I'm going to do two open-ended spanners today, but I will show you what I did for this one as well. And I just think it's a fantastic card for a man. And if you would like the written tutorial for this, please head down to the bottom. You'll find the link to Diane for stamping, crafting and tutorials, and there you will find the written tutorial for this card. It will be dated exactly the same date as whatever date this video goes live, so you can't lose it. And it's just called a spanner card. Okay, so if this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe, so that way you don't miss any future videos, and you can always catch up on all the other ones. And if you press the bell button as well, you'll always be told when there's a new project available. So this is my card. I did use Nailed It on the inside, which is an old Stampin' Up product. So I'm going to be using retired products again today, and non-Stampin' Up products. So let me show you what we need. We are going to be using, I've already done it, this embossing folder. It looks a bit like a checker plate. It's not a Stampin' Up one. It looks, yeah, get it in the right light. It looks a bit checker plated, and I just thought it looked really good for this checker plate look on the paper, on the card. I'm using that Geared Up Garage because I'm going to put all Geared Up to Celebrate, and I'm going to pop this smudge mark, like oil smudge mark, and these nuts here on the inside of the card. And on the outside of the card I'm going to use the same Happy Birthday here because I like that. I love that font on that one, and even though this set is now retired, I just love this Happy Birthday. It's just so versatile. So that's what we're going to use there. And I'm going to be using, these are the metallic pearls, and these are the silver metallic pearls, so we'll be using those ones today as well. So, and we'll be using a lot of punches, well, not a lot of punches, we're going to be using, because I'm going to make one spanner head bigger than the other on these spanners this time. So I'm going to use the 1 1/4 inch spanner head circle, and the 1 inch circle, and the 1/2 inch circle. So they are what we're going to be using in our circles. Now if you were doing the one like this one here, I don't have a proper one that looks really half good. This is a Carl punch, but it's really old and it doesn't like to punch out all the time, so I wasn't going to fight that while I'm doing a video. But you can use that's just a flower punch, and yeah, so you could use that to do your hole in the middle of your circles for your ring spanner. So let me show you what you're going to need. Let's pop all that out of the way for a moment. And this is what we're going to need for our card. So we're going to need a card base, and I'm using more Stampin' Up card because to me it's the best quality. So I mean, I've used others and I don't like them, so there we go. So this is 5 7/8 by 8 1/4. And then we need 2 layers, one for the inside and one for the outside, that measure 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. And then, oh, that's a bit squishy along that edge. There we go, that's better. So this is for the inside, and this measures 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. So that goes on top of that one like so. I'll put that one out of the way. And this is my front layer, which has already been embossed, which measures the same, which is 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. And that's got a yucky hair on that. This is for my sentiment on the front, and this measures, oh, I've forgotten now, 2, I think it is. Yes, 2 by 1 1/4, and then the other one measures 1 3/4 by 1 inch. So that's for our sentiment on the front of the card. That hair's got to go. This is for my spanners, and these pieces measure 1/2 inch by 3 1/2 inch. So you need 2 pieces of those in silver, and then I've got another piece here for doing my rings on the spanner. So let's get cracking, shall we? It's a pretty easy card. There's not a real lot of scoring or anything, so we're going to do our scoring first. So we're going to score on the long side, which is the 8 1/4 inch side, at the 4 1/8 mark. Now we're going to, remember, we need to use the small end, not the larger end, because we're on cardstock. So we want to score this at 4 1/8, and that's all the scoring we're going to do. Now if you don't have an embossing folder or a machine to do that sort of thing, you don't have to put that on, the embossed look on there. You can just use the card as such. So that's what we're going to do for that. And now I'm going to just put my layers on the front here so that they're out of the way. So I will start by layering the embossed layer on top of my black layer. So this is a grey. It's sort of a browny grey to me, but it is a grey. And we're going to pop that on top of there, like so. And then we're going to glue that onto the front of the card. So that's that job done. Now I think I'm going to do the inside first this time, and that way we can then work on the outside together. So bring in my 2 inside layers, and I'm going to bring in my other piece of stamping at the same time, so you might as well stamp that at the same time. Okay, so we're going to stamp this, and remember we're stamping landscape, not portrait, and I'm only using Memento ink. So let's see what we've got here. We've got You're a Classic. No. All Geared Up to Celebrate. That doesn't look like it's on there very straight. That looks a bit better. All Geared Up to Celebrate. And so I'll pop that out of the way. And then I'm going to pop some nuts in the top corners, and then I've got some basic grey here, just leave that there for a second, to put my oil smudge down the bottom there. That's it, that's all that needs for sure. And then while I've got this all out, I might as well stamp my happy birthday onto this piece, and then all my stamping's done. Oops, there we go. That's all our stamping done. I can put my lid on my stamp, and that's out of the way, so that can go over there for now. Let's glue these 2 pieces together. I don't want that. Looks like a bug wing or something. Maybe there's been a mosquito or something in here. So, oops. We're going to glue those 2 bits together like so. Let's move that down a tiny bit. Come on. That's better. And then that can go on the inside of our card. This is a fairly quick and easy card, really. So that's on the inside of our card, like so. We're going to then just glue these 2 pieces together so they're out of the way, ready to go too. Okay, so that's all done and ready and waiting to be used. So now we have our 2 pieces of silver foil, and we have our other piece here which is a bit bigger. So we're going to start with our 1/2 inch hole punch, and roughly in the middle we're going to punch a hole, and then we're going to use our other punch to punch over the top of it, like so. So we get like a ring, and we're going to do that twice. So we have 2 rings like this, and I think I'll give this a go. If I can't do it, then we will go for the extra one. So this one's got to go in here as well, and this punch is really hard to punch. Oh gosh, that was an effort and a half. And the same again. Oops. Oops. We have a ring spanner, and maybe I will only use one, so I've got 1 ring spanner and 1 normal spanner, and this one will do with the larger punch, so it's a bit bigger. Oh gosh, that doesn't look right in there, does it? Let's see if we can't put... Nope, we're going to have to do this with the 1 inch punch again, because I need a 3/4 inch punch, and I don't have one. It's not here with me. So we have 2 ring spanners, 2 rings and an open end spanner. So what we're going to do for our open end spanner is we're just going to grab one of these, and we're going to cut up like so on either side, so you get that ring look, that open end look on the spanner. Let's move them out of the way. We don't want them glaring up at us, do we? So we're going to do that on the 3 with the that are round, like so. So we have our open ends on our spanners like so. And then with a little bit of glue, we're going to put onto the back of that, around the part where it's not open. And we're going to just glue that onto our spanner. With the one that's closed all the way around, the same thing, only one edge. And just making sure that you get the right edge together. I've got a bit of glue on there, just using a little bit of my spit to get it off. You will find that if you clean it off straight away, it will come off. And again, a little bit of glue on the end and onto the back of that one. Oops. Making sure, as you can see, I'm doing it this way so you can actually see that you won't want to go over the top of that opening area. And then the same on the other end, like so. So just making sure that the end of your long piece doesn't show through the hole here, and they will stick down nicely. Let me put the pin back in my glue, because we're finished with the glue. And oh, I don't know what my dog's barking with. We're going to now pop a couple of these onto the back. We're going to put one right up here, one in the middle, and then one down the other end on the one spanner. On the other one, we're going to put one at this end and one at this end, but we don't want one in the middle. So we're going to pop this one with the 3 dimensions on it onto the card first. So we'll pop this one on an angle across the card like so, and then the one with the 2 pieces on it, we will pop across the card the other way. Oops, that's got to come off a bit. That's better. I'll do that way, I think. So that's why we don't want to put another one there, because otherwise it will go and bulge up. So that's our spanners on the front of our card. We're now going to pop this one onto the middle here, so we're going to just pop a little bit of glue through the middle of the saying, and then we're going to pop him onto the front of the card like so. Now if you wanted to put him up the top you could, I just think it looks good through the middle like that. And pop my pin in the glue again. Now I'm going to use a couple of these silver pearls, metallic pearls, and pop them onto my card. Like, oops, get off there. Get off there and get on there. Like so. And that's our card for this week. Now, that's such an easy card to do. I'm a bit icky with my glue there, so never mind. I'll just use a bit of a tissue with a bit of water on it and it will come off. So that's my card. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was really easy to do and so effective. I love it. I think I like the inside of this one better than the inside of that one. And as I say, great mail card, especially someone that enjoys playing around on the cars. And if you'd like the written tutorial, as I said once before, just head down the bottom, you'll find the link to Die Stamp for stamping, crafting and tutorials. There you'll find the tutorial written in imperial and metric measurements for you to work with. So I will see you again next week. Bye for now.